Philippine news update, how the Pogos being forced to leave the Philippines will affect real estate prices, some additional information. The USA is opening up a new visa center up in the Manila metropolitan area, and more. Let's get into it. One very important news issue for almost anybody coming to a foreign country is the exchange rate. And we're over here at Forex and stocks. One $1, one US dollar equals 55.905. So it was in the 58 range here a few weeks ago, a month ago, and it has been sliding slowly sliding a little bit. So we don't get quite as much. But I tell you, when I came here 9 years ago, I think 2015 August, it was 45.5. So that's over 10 pesos more. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but if just multiply that 10 pesos out by 1,000 US dollars, for instance, and it is a decent amount anyway. And they've got other currencies listed down here as well. If you want to stop the video and check in, we get a lot more. But the problem is inflation. Inflation has eaten much of that away, depending upon how you spend your money. I buy a fair amount of imported Western foods, for instance. They cost much more now, so that's part of the deal. In additional news, jumping over to Pogos again, Philippine offshore gaming operations. Authorities confiscate 8 million from Pogo Hub, and this is in Cebu over on Mactan Island. We talked about that in a previous video a few days ago. Anyway, 8 million at today's exchange rate, that's 142, almost 143,000 US dollars. A lot of money in a cardboard box. And so they are cracking down on these illegal pogos. Some 8 million in cash hidden in the box was attempted to be smuggled out of the tourist Garden Hotel in Lapu-Lapu, which was raided August 31st for alleged Philippine offshore gaming operators' activities, and they were the illegal type, not registered properly, I think. He said on September 2, upon the order of the hotel owner, a Filipino worker tried to sneak out the box containing the 8 million cash, along with rice and cooking oils, said Pura in a phone interview. But it was intercepted by authorities. Purr said that instead of pressing charges against the worker, authorities will use the latter as a witness to the case. The authorities also caught a break after a certain Xandru Cantarona trooped to the hotel on Monday, September 2, and brought with him 51 passports of the Indonesian nationals who were among the 169 foreigners who were picked up during a police operation at the suspected Pogo site. The investigation further revealed that Cantarona was working for a Chinese recruiter who was allegedly involved in the illegal trafficking of Indonesian victims. 16 foreigners were among the 169 foreign nationals who were earlier charged for being undocumented and working in the country without a visa. This also included the father and son who owned the hotel since 2019. They were identified by authorities as Xiao Qi Zhao and Long Zhao. And another article, the 169 foreigners in Pogo raid moved to Manila. The 169 foreigners who were charged for being undocumented and working in the country without a visa were already transported September 4th to Metro Manila, where they will face charges and deportation proceedings. The question here, like in every country has issues with illegal migrants coming into their country and staying, or even legal tourists or visitors coming to visit and never leaving the country. The Chinese, Burmese, Indonesian, Malaysian, and Taiwanese nationals were turned over by the Bureau of Immigration to be detained at the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission office in Pasay City. POGOs stands for Philippine Offshore Gaming Operations, but according to Olivia, Spokesman Wilson Casio confirmed that there were Pogo-like activities at the hole since different forms of scams, like love and investment scams, were evident based on initial evaluation of the evidence. And one of the questions about how do these people get into the country, and there's a number of different articles over the months. Some one or more people in immigration at various places are facilitating people coming in and staying, even though they don't have proper documentation. So that is another investigation ongoing. And the big issue, one of the big issues with these, tens of thousands of people vacating the businesses and the people, they're all living someplace. They're taking up residential spaces. How will that affect the real estate market here in the Philippines? And I've done on my membership site, I've done a deeper dive and with additional data, primarily at this point in time in the metropolitan Manila area. I did find some data about vacancy rates shooting way up where POGOs are concentrated in the Manila area. So you can find that deep dive into this issue and other things affecting the real estate market here in the Philippines on my membership site. And this article kind of ties in with that. Pogo workers abandon houses in Paranaque Village. And this is from the Sun's Philippine Star, September 5th. And I think they vacated like 40 houses in this development. Directive the directive of President Marcos to ban Philippine offshore gaming operator firms in the country has partially solved the peace and order problems of the residents of a village in Paranaque, if I pronounce that correctly. Paranaque, the way you say that N. Houses used by the Pogo employees inside the multinational village have been abandoned for 2 months now since Marcos banned Pogos. Around 12,000 foreigners, 12,000 foreigners, mostly Chinese Vietnamese nationals, allegedly employed in Pogo facilities, were registered as residents of multinational village and nearby areas. Said during, I'm not going to try to pronounce, Templanuevo, asked if the Pogo ban helped address the problems in peace and order and of a multinational village residents. He said it was partially solved. Residents had complained about the presence of foreigners who work for Pogo companies as they left garbage along the streets, caused power transformer breakdowns, and erratic internet. I suppose because they're using huge amounts of internet in that concentration area. The residents were also disturbed by their noise as well as unusual activities late at night, as shown by fully lighted houses and the frequency of vehicles driving in and out of the village. From 90 houses, there are currently about 40 houses registered under corporate entities that are suspected of being involved in illegal Pogo activities. So almost 50%, almost 50% of the houses in that development, for instance, that will affect the real estate market. This news story might be of interest to many of you. LTO, the Land Transportation Office, in your country you might call them DMV, Department of Motor Vehicles. They issue driver's licenses and license plates for vehicles. LTO, Land Transportation Office, issues show cause orders to 3,940 car dealers. And why is that? For failure to release license plates, official receipts, and certifications of registration within the 11-day prescribed period. The Land Transportation Office has issued show cause orders to 3,940 motor vehicle dealers. And, that's been an issue for, I've been here 9 years, all those years. A lot of people complain about taking a very, very long time to get the registration, proper authorization so that they can drive their vehicle. Um, It's another subject. Temporary plates. They were allowing temporary plates for a while. A lot of people, in fact, they'll go down and they'll have somebody who print out temporary plates and put that on their vehicle and drive on that because they have not received it from the dealer in a reasonable amount of time. He has ordered car dealers to release the license plates on time. The LTO is eyeing to implement the no plate, no travel policy once the backlog on license plates for four-wheel vehicles is addressed. By June next year, Mendoza said the LTO would focus on the backlog of motorcycle plates as ordered by President Marcos. Temporary vehicle license plates may be used until December 31, 2024. The ban on temporary license plates was supposed to start yesterday. Now, I can tell you the motorbike that I had sold a few months ago, the owner told me that he indeed had I believe this is how he put it. He had not received the plates, so he purchased plates, proper plates from somebody until he finally did. He basically bought temporary plate until he received the official plate. I think that was what he told me. And this article will interest many people. USA to open new visa application center in Pernaque. And I get a lot of questions, emails, and comments. What is it? What is the process to get my Philippine girlfriend or fiance into the USA? And well, you need to apply, and it's not as easy going into the USA for most people. There are quota systems for many countries around the world for people who want to come to the USA for various reasons. And I was told many, 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 many years ago, gosh, maybe 15, 20 years ago, when I looked into this from a different country, that the first thing the embassies do, the immigration offices, is they deny. They deny the request to bring somebody in, forcing you to reapply. And I remember reading a story. It depends on how you fill those forms out. A good reason sometimes to use a qualified agent like JRC Visa Consultancy, although he doesn't do visas to the USA yet. Um, this lady had filled out the form that she wanted to go to the USA, and she had put down, do you have any relationships you're going to visit? Something like that. I said, yeah, I'm going to visit my boyfriend. And that was a red flag because the chances of her staying in the USA illegally after that are pretty great when you got going for a romantic reason. And she waited a few months. She was denied. She waited a few months, reapplied, didn't put that in there, said she was just going as a tourist, and it was approved. Anyway, the United States Embassy in Manila will open a new visa application center, VAC, in Paranaque City this month, September. The embassy will also launch an updated visa appointment system and expanded call center services to U.S. citizens in the Philippines beginning September 28th. So that's interesting. Expand call center services to U.S. citizens in the Philippines. That will help many of you. The VAC will be located in Parcal, Building 8, Level 3, Longandayo Estado, Macapagal Boulevard in Barangay Tambo, Pernaque. Immigrant and non-immigrant visa applicants seeking interview appointments will be required to schedule a separate appointment at the VAC for photograph and fingerprint scanning prior to their interview at the U.S. Embassy on Rojas Boulevard. So at least 2 visits there. The embassy said scheduling would be done through the new online appointment system. Applicants who have scheduled visa interviews before September 28th will not be affected by the new system. they should proceed directly to the embassy for their appointment. The new online appointment system features a secure, user-friendly interface for visa applicants. It will be available on ustraveldocs.com/ph starting September 28th. Applicants who have existing accounts in the current visa appointment system will be required to sign in to the new system using their already registered email address to retrieve their user profile, which includes payment receipts and appointment information. The embassy said the VAC offers appointment slots from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday and 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. on Saturdays. No appointment needed for applicants who would like to pick up their passports or drop off interview waiver visa applications and other required documents from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. Passports, picking up passports. If you need to renew your passport and you're not in the Manila area, I understand that you can go through the U.S. consulate here, which is in the kind of the lower level of the waterfront hotel in Cebu City. You can go there, and I think they will ship it, or you can get official documents and information on shipping it to Manila yourself, and a fairly rapid process to get your new passport, I believe, shipped back to you. But now I've read a number of different comments on social media. People said even then they went to renew their visa here in the Philippines at a immigration office outside of Manila, not the main office, and they were told, well, you need to get the proper stamps switched from your old passport to your new passport, and you can only do that in the Manila office. So that is, and you have to go there in person, I believe. In regard to renewing your USA passport, anyway, my understanding is that you need to, if now you're going to have two passports, your old one and your new one, is that you have to go to the immigration office in Manila and transfer, I think maybe the last stamp, receipt, whatever, from the old passport. Certain information has to come out of the old passport and be put into the new passport. And my understanding right now, at this point in time, is that that can only be done in Manila. So if you're going to be up there dealing with passport, take care of your you're getting this switched at the Philippine immigration office as well while you're there, so you're not required to make a second trip up there. Anyway, from all of us at the news desk, that's it for now. I'll try to put out some news like once a week, something like that. Safe travels to you all, and we'll see you next time.